Hello everyone, this is Aether Nightmare and welcome back to Genshin Impact. So last time we did a quest with Enefa and she mentioned that her homeland is somewhere in the region of nod-krai. So if we look into our quest here, it seems like nod-krai might be our new destination, so it might finally be nod-krai time. A Dance of Snowy Tides and Hoarfrost Groves. Song of the Welkin Moon, Act 1. Moonlight paves your way, guiding you to nod-krai, an Elysium for adventurers and wanderers alike. So nod-krai is going to be a more Balto-Scandinavian and Eastern European-centric region. So that is where we are going to be headed next. So let us open up that quest log. I also want to put this really quickly into enabled focused experience mode because it's probably very easy for me to trip on things. And let's go have our talk with Enefa. At least I think that's how we were going to do it. I ended up watching her trailer since I have been avoiding them to avoid spoilers. And I didn't realize that she was a dragon spirit combat robot who wields fishes. At least she did in her trailer. Was this character personally made for me?
You waiting?
That is perfectly all right. My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready whenever you are.
Let's get this show on the whale road.
But are we really gonna set off without telling anyone again?
Isn't that just how we roll? When we're not being tailed by Starfontanian reporters, that is.
Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over.
Oh god, she followed us again.
Hey! You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you? No chance.
Yeah, come on, Traveler. We've already made all the preparations. And most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
Caught red-handed again, and I just realized I'm recording the wrong thing. There we go. That, might mess me up, actually. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I was recording my desktop window instead of the actual game. That could have desynced after a while. Caught red-handed again.
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for nod-krai. So, we asked Paimon to give us a heads up before the date of your departure.
So, it was you.
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours?
I mean, it's not like we're never coming back again.
Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Shaska, Ian-san, Auroron, even the Pyro Archon herself.
You're invited too, Enefa. Shilonen has a special gift for you.
Can't refuse an invitation like that. How about you, Enefa?
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My impression of her is exceedingly positive.
Wait, so robots like massages too? Or is it just that Shilonen really knows how you're wired?
Alright, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Is your robot body equipped with tactical sensation and heat sensation?
Woohoo! Party time!
I'd be inspired, huh? Are you the dude from the previous quest? One final party.
Spit it out then.
As if this whole quest hasn't been a series of parties.
Just as my calculations projected. About time I met this variable in person.
Quest begin.
Every time we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon. This is it. The next chapter of our adventure has begun.
Also, it's raining backwards.
It was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her Saurus crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
In other words, Paimon has marked the geographic coordinates from 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago as the boundary between Natlan and nod-krai. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh.
Oh, I didn't get to
Actually
choose.
kinda makes sense. What about you, Anefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way around. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the moment you felt like you'd left nod-krai?
In that case, probably when my sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon? You mean that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to... Huh? Here we are. Paimon, Traveler, we have arrived in nod-krai.
Oh, wow!
Paimon, Traveler, welcome to nod-krai.
Officially this time. Whole bunch of characters we should eventually meet.
That must be Nasha Town up ahead! That's the place you were telling us about on the way over, right?
Huh?
That is correct, Paimon. It is also the most bustling commercial hub in all of nod-krai.
Could this really be? Something that fell out of the sky?
Oh, sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties. Huh? Is something up, Traveler?
Paimon, this is where our spaceship landed when Ether and I first arrived in Teyvat.
Huh?
You can sense it somehow?
Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before? Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Well, because those memories are really hazy. All I remember is Ether waking me up and us leaving the ship. But just now, setting foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those moments.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
Kuva, what now?
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique elemental force found only in nod-krai, or rather, a pure, primordial form of elemental energy.
A bit like phlogiston. Unique force of elemental energy. Either it has its own rules that are separate from the 7, or maybe if the 7 evolved off of it?
That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database is the primordial sea. Legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of nod-krai. Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to Kuvaki?
It certainly feels similar to phlogiston, yet somehow different. Maybe they both belong to the light realm that the Lord of the Night mentioned. Still, this feeling, there's no doubt about it. It's the same power I felt the first time I set foot in Teyvat.
Wait, Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
I think it was near a beach.
Nod-krai is surrounded by the ocean. In other words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline.
There was also a mountain.
Negative. Description still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint target location.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away.
Also, it's been
After
500
all,
years.
It's been a really long time.
Like,
Let's just do
couple
what
hundred
we've
years.
always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Thank you both.
Our pleasure. Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in nod-krai surely counts as a big step forward, huh?
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself. You sure are a quick learner, Inefa.
If we can find our spaceship, maybe the flight logs could tell us something. At last, a chance to get to the bottom of all this. The truth must be out there somewhere, buried in this land.
pride and a whole of Tivat, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare, nod-krai, here we come!
It said too that the moon rose out of the earth, rather than it seemed like with all the other imagery that it was crashing back into the earth. So that's an interesting thing too. I mean, I guess the
Strength is one of those
words.
things
Our moon technically rose out of Earth too. But I don't know if it is to the same effect. Now, it is worth minding that I have technically been to nod-krai before. If you want to see my original introduction to nod-krai, check out the video on Clink Clank Clash. So some of these puzzles are already going to be done, in case you're wondering why things might not be perfect. Hey, you're blocking the road. Where are you rushing off to? I'm here to help out. There's not much I can do, but I'll try my best. I've also grown taller lately, and I'll definitely keep growing. Once I'm all grown up, I can help out the adults, and when I do more of that, I can get more Mora. What would you do with all that extra Mora? My mother's sick. Ugh, sorry. I shouldn't have said that before. Please forget I did, okay? And I want to actually talk to some of these NPCs too. We'll be on our way then. Thanks, you're a good person. Treasure Hunter. Zenaida. Strange. Things are eerily calm around here. It's precisely at times like this that you've got to stay alert. What are you doing here? As you can see, I'm waiting for a commission, of course. It's all the same to you. Please don't block my view. As it so happens, I have a commission for you. Why are you staring over there? Am I? Well, maybe it's because over there looks nicer. Besides from that, guess there's nothing of note around here for you. Shoo. Rude. I have a commission. Well, sorry, I don't take such trivial tasks. Find someone else and leave me alone.
It's at times like these that you've got to stay extra.
Okay, let us find stuff buried around here. New books, new everything. Menez, port supervisor. What's going on? What do you mean there's a problem that you all can't solve? Is there a problem? Why, yes there is. I'm the new port supervisor here, but ever since I installed that cutting-edge Kuvaki conveyor belt on the docks, it's been breaking down every other day. If it doesn't get jammed, then something will come loose, and if neither of those, then it's the power supply having issues. Though I felt there was something wrong with the machine I bought, so I paid a hefty sum to get a master to fix it, but he's been looking at it for 3 days, and he still can't tell me what the problem is. Maybe it's not a technical issue. So what, it's been sabotaged? Come now, don't spout such nonsense. The higher-ups of the Merchant Guild have vowed to use this as an opportunity to promote the authorization of Kuvaki machinery. If this was a place under the Saritsa's jurisdiction, any Harbinger would have solved the problem with a single order. Oh, if it weren't for my dad forcing me to return to take up this post, I'd still be working on the latest kinetic mechanisms at the Royal Energy Commission of Snezhnaya. That'd be a whole lot easier than dealing with this mess. So it's kind of like the grittier steampunk that I was expecting Fontaine to be. Okay, how about you guys? I forget how this works. Okay, apparently I can do that.
Are these edible?
You can use this power to, like, push and pull things. This one's happy. But can I also, like... Okay, this one's always, red is push, I think, and blue is pull. I think it's called something like bipolar magnetism. Whoop! It makes sort of a whoosh when it's active. I think this is a jump. Nope. It's something. I zapped it with moon power. Not the book I meant. Drawn ships. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna take a little opportunity to explore. See what all people around here are interested in. What y'all doing? That is not a glowy spot, that is the sea. Radomir. Well, where do you want to go? I'll get you anywhere or my name's not Radomir. You're a guide? What sharp eyes you have, my good guest. Let me tell you, I'm renowned throughout the harbor as a tour guide. Why, just say the word Radomir is liable to get you 2 thumbs up from the local kids. Ask anyone and they'll tell you you can't just walk around willy-nilly and nod-krai. If you want to get somewhere and you want to get there safe, you need someone who knows the ground. That means the local familiar with the land who can arrange your itinerary for you. And what do you know, I just happen to be that trustworthy local. And looking for customers in this freezing cold? Of course, why wouldn't I? This accursed weather. If I had some more to spare, I'd be huddled up in a bar, my belly full of a warm drink. Oh, and speaking of bars, I recommend you head down to the flagship. I think that's the place that, I can't think of his name, mentioned to me. A drink or 2 there will make you forget you were ever cold. About the flagship. Oh, it's a local tavern. They've got unique style and reasonable prices. Pretty natural that anyone would go there if you ask me. If you'd be willing to hire me, I'd be more than willing to take you there for a swig or 2 right now. Oh my gosh, what's his name? I literally have him. Is name Varka. I got the V, but I kept saying Vladimir in my head, and I'm like, that's not right. Conch gang? Who the heck cares about those adults? I sure don't. I'm a gang member, you don't care about that, do you? You've fallen out with them? Falling out? What, me? Well, if you mean a fight, then yeah, we fought before. It's nothing serious. It's not my fault that I'm so strong. It's theirs for being too weak. It's all because they don't know how strong I am. When they want to find out, well, I'm not going to let them off the hook so easy either way. That's what they get for starting it. Humph. I'm a gang member, you don't care about that, do you? Am I? Huh? Like heck you are. It's not that easy to join the Conch gang. Wait, why are you even telling me this? The Conch gang's none of my business. None at all. Okay, somebody around here called the Conch gang. Oh, Archons, are there still any more strange fees I haven't paid yet? Are there? Come at me then, you fiends. I'm not here to collect any fees. Really? Oh, that's a relief. I'm sorry, friend, I just got a little worked up, but can you blame me? 2 days ago I was charged with some road clearing tax for passing through a small alley. And then came the water tax, the machine operating tax, and the all-new door opening tax. It's a circus out there, but I'm too scared to laugh. What if there's a laughter tax on top of everything else? I think you're just getting scammed, my dude. In this place, you can never guess what you're going to get taxed for next. It's just bizarre. Kind of relates to how I feel currently. Sorry, I'm here to collect your right to exist tax. Oh, is that what I have now? My right to exist tax? Wait a minute, surely this one's a bit too much to ask for, right? Which means you're joking, right? Right? I mean, it feels that way these days. When the chips are down, it's us you'll be counting on. Just wait and see who your best workers are. And who are you? Who am I? I'm just a hard worker, and these are my brothers who work hard with me. Ask anyone on the docks, when it comes to this kind of work, me and my crew get it done right and clean, no contest. That said, times have changed. Those iron beasts don't need to eat. They don't get tired, and they don't go around yelling at debtors. It's been a long time since anyone shelled out pure muscle and hustle. But tell you what, our strength is more than a match for any metal machine. So now, there's been a lot of hiring going around the harbor? Oh, the iron beasts have gone on strike. In the end, it's us humans who have to pick up the slack. Ah, if only our employers had known it might come to this. They would have made the mistake. I can speak. They wouldn't have made the mistake in the first place, don't you think so? So the robots have gone on strike. Nothing else here. Oops! Oh no. I don't think the game expected me to be dumb enough to fall in. There we go. I could have always warped out of it, but still. I do like to talk to NPCs upon arriving in a place. I just haven't done so on video, because it gives me a better idea of the cultural norms around each of these places. Especially if I have more time to do so. Oops. I kind of regret not doing it on screen in previous areas. Okay, doesn't appear to be too much out here. Okay, this is back where I was. Helps me learn places a bit more too. Blast it all. The entry procedures here are a far cry from Fontaine's. What's wrong? What's wrong? What do you think? Just look at that endless queue. Not to mention the amount of forms to fill out once you get through it. It's even bigger than a stack of application forms from the Fontaine Research Institute. Every step has to be checked over and over again. It's like these people are terrified of registering people or goods that shouldn't be allowed in or something. People that shouldn't be allowed in? It was just an analogy, okay? Like smugglers or rule breakers. You know the sort, right? Anyway, nothing to do with me. No siree, nothing at all. Do I even look like a villain to you? I'm just an ordinary sailor who wants to get by. I don't know why they're so stringent with security when it comes to normal, innocent folk like us.
It just occurred to Paimon. If we were looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about nod-krai, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
I don't know if I want people snooping around my ship like that.
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road and you'll reach it.
Huh? What in Tevat is that?
Weird Sealy.
Looks kinda like a Sealy, floating around in the air like that.
That is a kuhenki, a species unique to the land of nod-krai.
A kuhenki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the kuhenki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess, leading those who walk in the moonlight's glow to things of great importance.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
We're not in Snezhnaya,
Although
Paimon.
nod-krai lies on Snezhnaya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, everything in this land shares a deep connection with the moon and the sky above. The beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents in my database, even the 7 Archons did not exist at that time.
Wow! So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon War?
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
I suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a kuhenki lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of good fortune.
Okay, I'm gonna continue exploring first. Relax, I'm taking care of it. So many people lining up to enter the harbor, huh? Well, pal, there's always way too many people waiting to enter the harbor, and the queue times have always been a little, well, sometimes it's slow and sometimes it's very slow. Me with my internet. And the conveyor belt's broken too. I guess when it rains it pours, and when it pours the roof starts leaking buckets. Also relatable. What kind of problem are you taking care of? A huge pile of problems, that's what. Lost or damaged goods, unregistered people, a new species of critter that neither have been registered nor quarantined. Oh, the rest of Tevat is chaotic and messy as well. You're a guard. You don't look like a guard. Nobody's born looking like one. Nothing to see here. Move along. What is it that a guard should look like? Is this a warehouse? Yes. What's in the warehouse? Confidential. Nothing to see here. Move along. Doesn't look like there's much going on around here. Exactly. Nothing is going on, ever has gone on, or ever will go on around here. Now move along. Alright, alright. But what happens if I... Guess I'll leave you to it. He literally does not want to talk to me. Okay. Now listen, Cosfairy, I'm only sharing this with you because I trust you. But the proof of the cognoscenti, that's not something you didn't get the frickin' read. Dang it. I just wanted to explore, man. I'm assuming there's probably a quest up in here somewhere. It's probably you. So I'm going to put a pin right about here. Let myself know not to trip on that. Wait, is this the jump stuff? No. It just gives me moon powers. So feel free to give me refreshers if there's something I'm clearly missing, since it's probably been months since I initially first came to nod-krai. Could you step on a little? The crew's in a hurry. Oh, come down now, there's no need to rush. As they say, more haste, less speed. If you work fast, you'll make mistakes. Besides, the harbor overseas are pretty laid back. Not that they don't know when to crack the whip, of course. A carrot takes the time to break through the surface of the soil. If I ever taught you anything, this would be it. Except they kinda don't. Carrots really prefer loose soil. And if you have hard soil, you get teeny-weeny carrots. Come on, but... There's no come on, only a come and focus on doing your work. Remember to tighten all the screws, that way we can save ourselves a future headache. Anything else here? Don't think so. Appears to mostly be laundry. Laundry and people gazing back out to sea. Well, I guess it is a port town. So I'm gonna really quickly turn it back to daylight for better cutscenes. And to see what the heck I'm doing. And to move forward. Like, what's this? I feel like these two would interact. There we go. I got it. I don't know what it is, but... Is there a sparkle there? No, it's just that stuff.
Is this a travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
In the middle of the road as a treasure chest. Welcome to Nasha Town. This feels potentially planned, especially in Neffa's trailer when I watched it. She was ordered to send out the letter, more like requested, but even the person that asked her to send it out didn't really seem to understand the reason why herself. Mimi's Brunner Books Investment Portfolio. A bookstore provides not only knowledge but also hope. Investment involves risk for sure, but word is it that a successful investor in the portfolio has bade farewell to their days of hard labor at the harbor and embarked on a journey across the world. Let's wish this lucky traveler all the best. If you're also interested in this investment portfolio, don't miss out. Sperana's Wheel of Fortune. If you think that all Sperana is famous for is its delicious spread of hot dogs, you've been mistaken. Don't miss the Wheel of Fortune on the side of the shop. It's a classic, even with the local crowd. Never mind that it looks like a repurposed roulette from the flagship. Just spin to win. In any case, spin the wheel, and when it stops, a hot dog will tell you your fortune. Eye-catching and mouth-watering sugar sculptures. With deft hands, Hunajada's sculpts honey lace syrup into fantastical shapes. These vibrant pieces of sugar art add a veritable dish of sweetness and light to Nasha Town's days. Take one bite, and you're sure to find these sculptures even sweeter than the sculptor's serene smile. But don't spend too long admiring them. Their treats are best eaten while fresh. Enthusiastic researchers. For reasons unknown, Fontaine Research Institute researcher Lioba has drifted into Nasha Town and started conducting alarmingly abstract experiments. But for those intrepid enough to lend her a hand in her studies, you might just stumble upon rewards just as unorthodox as her methods.
Are there any particular points of interest?
Experiment lady?
It all looks pretty interesting to Paimon. If we have time, she'd love to see, pretty much everything.
Recalibrating route. If we keep following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty. From there, we will be able to identify both the Adventurers Guild and several must-visit specialty stores.
Yikes! Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, Ineva's gonna put her out of a job?
Now you know how everyone here feels. Treasures from the ocean depths, riches from the darkest domains, come, feast your eyes. About these goods. That's not the sort of question one asks around here. Things come from where they come from, that's all you need to know. That said, have you ever heard of the Atlas? It sank years ago near the Eye of Crotty. Well, even after all this time, there's still treasures down there on the ocean floor. Legends say that one of those treasures is the proof of the cognoscenti left behind by the legendary thief Reed Miller. What are you selling? Take your pick. You're just the artifact seller. In case you're really struggling getting materials, which at this point you shouldn't be.
Sure is different from Snezhnaya.
Gorchakova, excuse me. I was gonna say it right first, and then it just gets stuck. Wow, this place sure is different from Snezhnaya. Really? How so? This place has a little more, how should I put it? Natural vitality? It's not covered by snow, ice, and permafrost, and there's plenty of fruit growing here that looks like the midsummer berries. Those things are rare in Snezhnaya. But, and this may sound a little strange, I still prefer Snezhnograd in the midst of the snowstorm. That's the only time I can truly feel the warmth of the Kresnik's torch. I wonder, other people have pointed it out, but I kind of wonder if there is going to be a permafrost mechanic, and that kind of makes me think there will be. Of course, I'm probably biased. It's only natural to have a preference for your hometown. Hello? I heard a chest pop somewhere. Potentially above me, but also... What? Should I attempt to get up there? I don't think I can from here. I can from this wall. I mean, if all else fails, I do have Chaska. I must have accidentally opened something before. There we go. Hiding amidst the pumpkins.
Did that grow out of the ground?
Feels like it. Hey, did you hear what Big Sis Hindimbi said? She said there's been sightings of supposedly sunken Atlas out at sea lately. I did. There's no way it's true, is it? She even told me the ship's full of treasures from Snezhnaya. Well, if only there's a way to get my hands on some of that. Mala, my dear, please don't even think about that. Even if there's treasure on the ship, it's not something we should have ever anything to do with. Why is it that the Frostmoon Scions say that the ship was cursed by something out at sea, and only someone as bold as Sis Hindimbi would come into contact with it, or pursue others to? That's true. I'll tell my husband to be more careful when he goes out to sea. What if there really is a ghost ship? Okay, got a secret ghost ship out there. It sank and apparently now it's back. Hey friend, pal, buddy. Listen to this inside scoop. Snezhnaya's about to go all out in Kavaki. Get your shares here and invest in a future that belongs to only you. Shares? The full name is the Kavaki Concept Investment Certificates, the hottest product in the speculative market right now. I like speculative biology. I'm not so big on speculative markets. Just fork over 500,000 more and they can be yours. Get it now and you can ride the blue ocean wave of profits. Don't hesitate. This is the closest you'll ever be to the wealthiest retirement you can imagine. You don't exactly strike me as someone who's made bank. This is but a simple periodic adjustment. The market whims are as the tides, or so they say. The old Aperture quote. Yeah, we're between banks right now, just make those checks out to cash. But it's excellent at times like these that an overabundance of caution is not just the play. Trust me, you'll make millions back in stocks just like me. As long as we can get 10 more strategic investors like yourself, we'll be back in the game in no time. So we basically got a scammer. Hello, do you require a loan from our business? Would you like to try our new Happy Home Loan? We're offering 0 interest for the first 3 installments. What's the catch? The people here don't seem to be the type to pay up, honestly. We can discuss further if you'd like. We offer packages tailored for different needs, and you're free to take your pick of the lot. Just provide your name, address, guarantor, and your detailed travel log for the past 3 months. The more detailed, the better. Don't think too much about it. All this is so we can offer you a more professional payment plan. Yeah, doubt that. I thought the same way at first, but in reality, our rate of reimbursement is higher than even Fontaine's branches. Maybe it's because I tell our clients that the Northland Bank will provide suitable jobs to those who can't pay off their debts to help them return to their normal lives as soon as possible. That's called enslavement, my dude. Maybe it's magic. After hearing that spiel, the at-risk clients always end up settling their debts in just a few days. Because the Northland Bank is freaking ruthless and has direct connections to Snezhnaya. It's almost like the Harbinger in charge of it is like absolutely insane about fighting people. Where in the world am I going to get this much more? There's no way I can scrounge up what's needed in this life or the next. Pay your debts or we sick Tartaglia on you. What's wrong? Please don't laugh. Here, look at the debt collection form. I don't even remember borrowing so much. Someone must have used my identity to do it, and I don't know who it is. And the deadline's right around the corner. There's no way I can pay it back. First, this awful debt, and now there's an agent lurking outside my house. How could things possibly get any worse? Maybe you should ask them about it. Sounds like they've been some crossed wires here. No way. I mean, look at that agent over there. He's been staring for ages now. You mean Kameneka? Nah, he's just creepy. Or you mean this one? Just my luck. Collecting debts and nod-krai is so darn troublesome. What's up? You have no idea, mate. The water here is deep as all sin. While the waves are calm on the surface, the depths are full of hungry undercurrents. The last time I went out to collect depths, the biggest gang in the Flu of Sandra nearly had my head for it. The time before that, it took me until the end of my mission to realize the person I was chasing was being shielded by my own ruddy boss. I mean, just look at me. Just why would they send a young rookie with no connections to a troublesome dirt hole like nod-krai? If something goes wrong, my salary might not even be able to cover my medical bills. When your job is to shake down other people for money and you yourself don't even get a cut of it. I just want to go back to Morpiosk and raise some deer in peace. I want to go back to farming, man. Not like animals can just suddenly turn into Fatui harbingers and give me the tongue lashing of my life. Or so I hope. Oh no, do we have any animal-like Fatui harbingers? They all seem pretty humanish, aside from the one. I don't think she's a deer.
Invest in your future by purchasing your very own subscription certificates today.
Let's see if I remember how to do this. Oh, that just gets me up here. Doesn't go back into doing the actual thing. It's just for movement. Okay.
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here. Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined, though.
Which aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
Well, Paimon keeps hearing people describe nod-krai as an adventurer's paradise. So, she kind of thought it'd be a bit more picture-perfect somehow.
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in nod-krai's past, the age of the Fae. Tales of those ancient heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed many good deeds for nod-krai. The present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then, one day...
What happened?
There came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across nod-krai, and for a time it was left desolate. Heartbroken by what had become of the land they had so cherished, that Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
Today, no official authority governs nod-krai. In theory, at least, It is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish and become whoever they want to be.
So it's a lawless paradise. It's a paradise of freedom.
The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's Central Plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
I guess it's lawless. I'm guessing they probably have a few laws.
You know, the biggest, tallest one.
That is Aino's Boom and Blast Kuvaki energy cannon. It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold. But according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a recent discharge.
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to nod-krai?
Does it pose a great threat to the people living here? Does it happen often?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' tale that adults used to scare children. If you don't start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those are the cries of a young woman being dragged away.
You're saying people actually hear things like that?
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer.
Witnessed enough, which means you witnessed some.
But the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later that it became a full-blown calamity. Abyssal monsters and all.
Huh. When you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built a giant cannon to keep the wild hunt at bay.
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed. Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh, sure. After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well, Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar this early.
Have faith in the people of Mondstadt. Paimon to day drink. As far as they're concerned, any o'clock is bar o'clock.
You're right about that.
Ouch. Border town added to archive. Okay. Why do you have a different icon? Owner of the Brunner books. Papers! Get your fresh newspapers, sirs and madams. Whoa, what news today, young man? Oh, well, a treasure hunter pretended to be a Fatui officer and put out an arrest warrant for himself in the flagship. But the Fatui discovered the fake, and now they've issued a real one for him instead. I need to take a look first. Please wait a moment. He's like, I haven't even read my own news. This is just a day job. The publishing industry makes no money. I'd best seek out some new investment ventures. I'd like to tabulate my investment returns. What investments? 2,000 mora for a single investment coupon. These coupons can be used to claim returns each time an investment tenure concludes. Losses and gains are both expected when it comes to investments, of course, but I've made quite a tidy sum from this portfolio. How about it? Want to join? Okay, but why do you have any recommended reads? They're all here. Have a look. Okay, so there is an actual investment coupon. Purchase up to 9. A coupon purchased from Mimi's Brunner, books can be used to tabulate one's investment returns once a week from Dabbit, the bookstore owner. I wonder how those work. I'll definitely get these. Legends of Reed Miller, Thief Extraordinaire. Anthology of pulp fiction stories based on the exploits of Reed Miller that is widely popular throughout nod-krai. Collected from various works and authors, the veracity of the stories within is dubious as the quality of the paper they're printed on. I'm still getting them. For lore, A Brief History of the Pale Starburn, a book on Fae history. Based on a certain details within, it's believed to have been written by Fae elders. Night Murmurs from the Far Border, Varkalak, a collection of folklore circulated in Snezhnaya said to record all kinds of lesser-known Fae tales. This volume tells the story of a dangerous Fae known as the Varkalak. Is that one I would recognize? Varkalak. It's used as based on Varkolakas, a harmful undead creature in Greek folklore. Okay. A tale passed down from this land since its earliest times, telling children who spoke bearing the conch shells in empty frontier wastelands. The original author has long since been forgotten. Conch echoes. Alright. We've got our... Whoops. As a bee produces something. What happened to your publishing business? Ah, so there is actually investment returns. Ah, such meager profits. How am I supposed to pay off my debts? And that's not counting the losses from my investments in Sumeru or the equipment costs I incurred in Fontaine. And that's not to say nothing new of how cunning people are here. They read a few pages today, leave, and come back tomorrow. Read another few, and in no time at all, they've read the whole book for free. Of course, that only happens when I'm not watching. And others complain that the Nasha Express is full of ads. Yeah, cool, but does it look like I can change that? Yeah, sorry guys, there's one approximately every 30 minutes. It pays the bills. I don't like it either, but I gotta eat. Liulka. I could just apply the discovery to a new device. What are you doing at this moment? Huh? Well, oh nothing. I was just wondering about some new uses for Kuvaki. Like, if we could upgrade this forging machine with it. Of course, there aren't many craftspeople in nod-krai that can hope to stand up to it these days. Except for Aino, of course. Yeah, just Aino. Are you a blacksmith? A blacksmith? Do you think I count? I don't think I do. Compared to my old man, I can't even swing a hammer. I'm a researcher. A researcher. Although, well, my research funds primarily come from smithy work. Or, I can't tell if she said it as a pun or as, like, angry researcher. Let's see. What else? About this machine. Ah, pretty impressive, isn't it? This is mine and Aino's pride and joy. The Rossum Workshop's multi-purpose forging device. Similar to the one in Fontaine. Just toss in the right materials and whatever the tools or weapons, this nifty device can pump out products according to its standard manufacturing templates. I'd heard from Miss Neffer that the Northerners have something similar. I'm not sure how they power their stuff without Kuvaki. Not that part. I want to read. Tell me a bit about Kuvaki. Kuvaki is like, oh, it's hard to explain. So just think of it like a sort of powerful energy. That's how all the machines here are powered. The Frostmoon Scions call this a blessing or whatever. Just listen and nod when they do. In other words, I don't get it either. Just, I use it. I don't understand it. What do you have to buy that is so different? Oh, interesting. Serenity's Call Blueprint by Liulka, based on legends and stories. Learn it and you can restore Serenity's Call sword. Okay. So using different things, I can collect found in the wild rainbow drop crystals. I've probably been collecting these from my Catherine dailies, in case anybody wonders why I have so many already. Shovel, so this is a pole arm. These are going to be the nod-krai weapons. Claymore. I'm missing one for... what are you going to be? The catalyst. Missing materials for the catalyst, an icy pebble. Here's the bow. Insufficient materials. Oh no! I guess I'll have to get more of whatever the heck these are. Anyway, got some blueprints. Rather let the young people do what they want to, The young people? Just talk to myself here. It's about my daughter, Liulka. She tinkers with her little Kuvaki gadgets day in and day out. She even borrowed my workshop for it. I can't understand how those things work at all, but seeing as how she's so invested in them, as her old man, all I can do is leave her to it.
See? I checked absolutely everything. Turns out, I was right all along.
checked absolutely everything, and it turns out I was right all along. What are you checking? The nod-krai power rankings, of course. Ever since the Fatui Harbingers descended on nod-krai, this has been the most talked about topic at school. When I take my findings back to Shnezograd, I'm going to be the most popular kid in the block. Congratulations. I'm sure you're excited to find out who's the top in nod-krai power rankings. Why don't you have a guess? It's me, it has to be me. And who are you exactly? Alright, you win. As soon as you've made your name in nod-krai, I'll add you to my power rankings. I'm guessing this is like a combat thing? Nuts and Nuts Food Merchant. Cairo. Foods from every corner of Teyvat, including rare Northland varieties you won't find anywhere else. Come try some. These are... nothing but the freshest of ingredients imported from every corner of Teyvat. Take this plump Zaytun peach, for example, and the Snatlanese Quinepa berry. You won't find these anywhere else in nod-krai. Well, feeling hungry just looking at this vibrant spread? It looks delicious. It does, doesn't it? Try some, and if you like them, feel free to come back at any time. Get some free laka berries. Are you from Liyue? That is correct. As the saying goes, no market too far, no business too small. And since there's a market here, of course I'd like a slice of the pale. Besides traveling around and getting to know local customers of different places, it's always helpful for doing business. And how did you import these ingredients over? Wow, a bit brazen to just ask me about my trade secrets, don't you think? I'm just kidding. It all comes down to trustworthy caravans and special preservation methods. But as for the nitty-gritty, well, those would be my trade secrets to keep. Do we have refrigeration here? Anyways, it's worth the effort to let the people here taste food from overseas or even from their hometown, isn't it? Do you have any special fruit? Special fruit? Take a peek at this Zaytun peach and gander at this Quinepa berry. Here in nod-krai, these are pretty darn special. If you're looking for something from Liyue, I can help you order it in, but you'll be waiting on their caravans to bring it over. I'll see what else you've got. No worries, swivel your eyes over this way. The Zaytun peaches are as fresh as if they just fell from the tree. Try for yourself. Okay, so she's gonna be food. Anything I don't recognize? Don't think so. Oop, didn't mean to accidentally stand in your stuff. Might as well grab stuff that's on the free. The children came today as well. I suppose I'll give them their toys. And these here are... Oh, hello there. These are some abandoned machines that my daughter Alita picked up. She likes to do that, bringing back all kinds of odds and ends from her outdoor play sessions. Some of them even move with the Wii fix-em-up. Since the kids nearby are fond of them, I don't see any harm in giving them out. Alita's friends are especially big fans. Are you a craftsman of sorts? I don't suppose I count. Just a barely competent grease monkey, that's all. Before coming here, I worked in the Fontaine Research Institute, and I rented this shop with Miss Kairuho. I just help people fix simple mechanisms and enjoy the company of my daughter. We get by. If the problem's too complicated or if the core parts are busted up, then our clients will have to find somewhere else. Do you have any special mechanisms? Special mechanisms? That's a good one. Does it look like I'm in the business of making fancy contraptions? Sure, I might have once worked at the Fontaine Research Institute, but that was a lifetime ago. Now it's all I can do to mend these little trinkets and make a few toys for the children. Have you visited the Institute, by the by? The Fanta they make is the bomb, but it always seems to sell out right after lunchtime. Fanta? It's usually on sale around the clock. Maybe not here. Oh, yes, my memory must be playing up. How could Fanta ever sell out? Anyway, if there's nothing else, I've got some toys to make. Feel free to take a look around. Was that meant to be a hint of something? Special mechanisms. Okay, just double checking. Wait, there's a spin crystal under there. There we go. More music. Want to hear a secret? It won't come cheap. Though if you'd rather hear about how I battled a sea serpent, well, I'll tell you that story for free. What secret? I could tell you, but rules are rules. You ought to show a little goodwill so I know you're legit. I'll cut to the chase, no haggling. 200,000 per piece of intel. That's too steep for me. The price is right if you're not willing to pay. It just means the secret ain't meant for you. I'll take the story, please. Beneath the rolling waves of the boundless forsaken sea, there lurked a mighty beast, a colossal sea serpent that even Karate, though troubled, was unable to best. In those days, youth was still mine to own and was framed throughout my homeland and my strength and valor. Slaying the serpent was an easy task. I can recall the warmth of its blood washing down my face, like wine at a victory feast. From that day forward, I gained the ability to understand the whisperings of animals. I won't lie, much of my intel comes from their words I can't comprehend. You're trying to trick me. Of course not. Do you take me for one of those Frost Moon schemers? Oh, I sure do. Especially since a serpent from beneath the sea is probably my story. I want to see the restaurant. Is it up here or down below? Owner of Mead Boy. This is probably it. Nothing here's particularly rare or valuable. Just take your pick. About the mechanisms. What's up? Taking an interest in the little bits and bobs? Well, let me be clear. They can't be modified into anything remotely close to military grade. Military grade? The type that Fatui loved to cram full of weapons, to twist technology meant to serve humanity into tools for evil. What a waste of genius. What an utterly factious farce. Perfectly befitting of their organization's name. Fatuous farce. I thought that was it at first, and then I was like, no, right? Yes? These mechanisms here can't be modded that way, or rather, the cost of doing so would exceed that of building one from scratch. They're strictly limited to domestic purposes, so think carefully before buying one. You're from Snezhnaya? Could you tell from my voice, or did something tell you? Someone tell you. If it's the former, then I gotta say, you got a sharp pair of ears. That's right, I'm from Snezhnaya, but right now I'm just a shopkeeper carving out a living in Nasha Town. Nothing more, nothing less. Compared to my icy hometown, I'm more used to the climate here, and the people, their thoughts aren't quite as tangled up, and even their lies are, all in all, rather simple. Do you know anything about the Fatui? Why are you asking me? I've got nothing in common with those those mask-wearing creeps who sulk around all day. I don't think that's any worse to call them. Did you hear some droll rumors accusing me of being a Snezhnayan spy? Psh, you'd be underestimating the Snezhnayan intelligence agencies, and you'd be underestimating me. Anyways, they do their dirty work, and I do my business. That's all. Don't go lumping us together just because we're both from Snezhnaya. Wait a minute.
Did that grow out of the ground?
Surprise treasure. Anyway, about the mechanisms. That's not what I was trying to do. I wanted to actually see if I could buy something. I thought I could. I guess not. Stay safe. If you need anything, you know where to find me. I thought you were the shop. I guess you're not. Maybe the food is where she eventually intends to take me. The weather today is nice and warm, perfect for sorting out my goods and perfect for telling stories to the young'uns. And you are? Me? Oh, I'm Urwa, but I'm a bit of a humble housekeeper. When Lord Sangamabe is not around, I handle matters on her behalf. So she's here too, huh? The customs here are very different from the desert, but wherever you go and the kindness of human hearts remains the same. I've actually seen her in future quests, but you know. Matters? As in business matters? You don't strike me as a desert dweller. That is rude. That's right, well, it's mostly about flow and exchange of goods. Bringing Sumeru specialties here and sending nod-krai's wares back to Sumeru. Mutual benefit is always a welcome thing. As long as we can make more for Lord Sangamabe and keep the back and forth journeys safe, I'm satisfied. Safe is quite rare in these parts, after all. Yeah, Dory. There we go, I couldn't think of her name. Yes, Dory also works here. Okay, so that's where we're headed. That's the tavern. Osmov? You're not looking for work here, are you? Heed my words and flee this place as soon as you can. You mean the flagship? No, I'm talking about the Fatui recruiter in there. Guide called Kruchek. Don't fall for his schemes and don't let him hire you. I'm speaking from personal experience. I don't care about the low pay, but my friends who took those jobs just up and vanished. Never saw him again. You worked for them? Well, I don't love admitting it, but I was short on more back then, and the Fatui's more is as good as anyone else's. That's why I signed up. After slaving away for them day and night for a full month, they fired me for some cruddy breach of contract. I didn't get to see a single coin in the end of it. First time I've ever been fired, too. Embarrassing is what it was. It's all in the past, don't get hung up. The Fatui have plenty of funds, and they still not paid? Not paid you what you owe? Trust me, I'm used to that, too. Crazy, huh? They accused me of leaking their secrets. As if Reed Miller's treasure squirreled away in the Experimental Design Bureau was ever classified to begin with. Okay, so maybe I drank a bit too much and it just slipped out, but after that, I heard that a lot of treasure hunters started hatching schemes to get their hands on that treasure. That led to tons of people trying to break into the heavily guarded design bureau, causing the Fatui no end of trouble. It serves them bloody right. So it was technically still your fault. I am worried about the friends who disappeared, but at the same time, like, bro, you got yourself fired. May the moonlight shine upon your path ahead. Are you here to seek the guidance of Lady Kutar too, the Moon Maiden? There are Frost Moon Scions here as well? That's right. Lady Kutar's grace should be known to all. I will go without hesitation, spreading her blessings far and wide, be it to the deepest abyss or the highest peak. Even in a place like Nasha Town, I'm sure there are still some good people around, like you, who have surely come to seek Lady Kutar's guidance, right? I need to make sure to put a long A on that. I accidentally said Cooter and it sounds like something else. You're here to seek Lady Coochie? No. Where there are good people, you'll find bad ones too. That is true. Before coming to Nasha Town, I heard a lot of unsavory rumors, but that's not the case. You and Mr. Cantor over there are both wonderful people. Speaking of Mr. Cantor, every day he comes to hear tales of the Frost Moon Scions, and he even helps me with the chores in the shop. Such devotion moves the heart. Is it really, though? I'm sure it is. The pure moonlight will cleanse all. This, too, is Lady Kutar's will. Tell me a bit about Kutar. Lady Kutar is the deity we Frost Moon Scions revere. Whenever we pray, she answers. Whenever we seek, she guides us to find. Because she is a merciful new moon, the successor of Frost Moon, and a god deserving of our praise. You should try praying to her too. Should your soul be more pure enough, I'm sure she will respond to your pleas. I think I've come to the wrong street. That's alright. Lady Kutar guides all souls, even those who merely pass through. I pray that your heart may find happiness and peace in the mortal world, bathed in moonlight. Notice the deer symbols on everything, too. Hi there. May all praise the Moon Maiden. Are you an adherent of the Frost Moon Scions? Well, since Miss Leaky is one of the Scions, I suppose I can be considered one of their adherents. So yeah, that's right. I'm a follower of the Frost Moon Scions. Something doesn't add up here. Are you more a fanboy than a follower? What are you talking about? Everything adds up perfectly. I recall reading a book somewhere about ancient lunar deities. Apparently, the 3 moon goddesses were all once ravishing young maidens. The goddesses must have taken on such gentle and affable human appearances out of consideration for mere mortals like me, right? So, obviously, the goddesses have blessed Miss Liliki with a similar gentle and lovely appearance. Isn't being devoted to her not tantamount to showing them devotion as well? No, that's not how this works. Still doesn't add up. Well, everyone has their own ways of expressing their faith. Please understand. If that's what you want to call it. Thank you, Robits, for pointing out the treasure.
So shiny.
Here we are, the flagship.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see. Varka? Varka!
I love that he specifically asked to meet us here without a date or time, which means he practically lives in this tavern.
No matches. I identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today. Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
Life's only exciting when you're among treasure hunters. And here's the thing, you can't live life without a little spice. Seems like you're living a cozy life. Being an adventurer is more than exciting enough. Cozy? More like boring. But I guess if being comfortable counts as being happy, it does. Ah well, what matter is it that I'm not living the life I want to right now? Sometimes I think that way too. Hi, you're in the right place then. This is where treasure hunters gather. You'll never find a place more interesting with more interesting experiences amongst its clientele. Of course, if you want to say bye-bye to a boring life, the only way is to become a treasure hunter. If only I had an inn of some kind. Maybe you could just start looking for some treasure? Huh? How's that going to work? No compass, no guide, no trusty weapon close at hand. If I set up like this, I'll be doing nothing more than going for a long walk. Before I leave, I need to be fully prepared. That way I need to spend more time around experienced old hands, learning everything I can. I probably don't just get these, do I? No. There's clearly a method to this. Details on all 4 targets are up on the board. I can fill you in, but don't bother haggling over the bounties. About the targets. There are 4 targets at the moment, but only 3 of them have leads. The first one, Hidimbi, is a fortune teller from Sumeru who's wanted for fraud. You can often find her around the southern docks. Then there's a raging Inazuman Kairagi, who's claimed the lives of several traveling merchants passing through the Nothing Passage. Next up is a gang of smugglers who deal in dangerous goods. They're reportedly hiding at a camp in the beach north of town. Finally, there's a vicious pirate known as Hark the Crackjaw. There's no leads on him right now. He's likely gone into hiding. I see, so there's like an actual bounty board? The notice board lists detailed information on bounty targets. I feel like I found this guy. A fortune teller from Sumeru, female, never mind, age unknown, wanted for suspected of laying curses and high-value fraud. That woman swindled me out of 18 million mora. She said that if I wore the necklace she claimed to have acquired at Alamar, the god of love, the ladies would fall for me at first sight. Turns out Alamar wasn't the god of love at all. He's been dead for thousands of years and he's never managed to win over the girl he loved. So the necklace, she sold me was real all right, but it cursed me to never find love. Anyone who can track her down and lift the curse will be handsomely rewarded. I don't know if I can fix that, my dude. Proof submitted bounties that have been dealt with. Okay, so I can actually deal with these and claim a reward. Not the Karagi. Gonpachi and an Inuzuman male dressed in Karagi-style garb, wanted for random assaults on traveling merchants, multiple casualties reported. The target was last seen near Nothing Passage. Those who defeat him and provide proof of his death will be handsomely rewarded by the guild. I see, so I can eventually find problematic people and bring them in. Our drink recommendations? Well, for starters, I recommend you drink less. A waiter who's tried to convince the customers not to spend. Would you get in trouble if your boss finds out? That's how you know to trust my recommendation. And I happen to have another one. Why don't you try some of our food and soft drinks? I swear you won't regret it. Do you have any reliable intel? Oh, you're that sort of customer. I'm afraid you're not going to get much out of me. I mean, who goes around leaking important details to waiters? Now, gossip, on the other hand. You see that young man over there with the brown hair? That's right, the treasure hunter. He's actually, dun dun dun, the son of Speranza's boss. Okay. Is that the sort of gossip you're after? Because I've got loads more where that came from. But gossip really is more of an after-dinner indulgence, if you get my drift. What if your boss finds out? Quite the opposite. Drunk customers tend to give off a funky smell. Not to mention, they turn violent easily. The last thing we want is the bar stools and beer bottles flying around the place. Good employees like me are always thinking ahead, so we save the boss some trouble down the line. Wouldn't you agree? You there. You here for a drink or some fun? You one of the staff here? At the flagship? Of course not. Do I look like I fit in, or is it because I said something Demien would say? It's just my way of being friendly, though it seems you don't cotton to it well. A little caution is wise, but in places like this, sometimes you have to lower your guard to get what you want. Or at least pretend to, am I right? Any recommendations? I'm sure you've tried the roulette special already. In a place like this, if anything's worth recommending, it'd be the drinks, of course. If you've tried a craving for real food, swing by Speranza. Not that I'm biased, just because it's run by our folks. No misunderstandings, eh? Our folks? Well, Katya raised me, you see, so I'm sure you'd understand. I don't mean to hide it, but on the other hand, there's no need to go around shouting it from the rooftops. Fatui recruiters? Why does your stuff look like crayon drawings? Want to sign up? Make sure your paperwork's all in order. Sign up for what exactly? For a job where you can complete our commissions? Think at your speed? About recruitment requirements. We're simply hiring people who can complete commissions. If you get the work done, we'll see that you're paid. Simply complete the commission. How you achieve those ends is irrelevant. Oh, payment guarantees. We do not have any mention of such in our relevant notices at present. However, anyone who completes their commission will receive their pay in the end, as long as they return alive, of course. I don't know. Guy outside made you seem sus about the commission themselves. I will sign a short-term contract with you on behalf of the Fatui, during which I shall be the sole representative in charge of our correspondence. The contractual obligations of both parties are only valid if the commission's duration. They will not affect any other business you may have outside the bounds of our contract. Wait, are those all big? I thought they were all hot dogs at first. Maybe they are. Hot dogs and buns.
Huh? Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Ineffa.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
I mean, she lives here,
Of
Paimon.
course. Ineffa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
Funny that you should mention that. While you were away in Natlan, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Ineffa being gone.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Ineffa left, gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet.
Ain't nothing but junk food in your absence.
I think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natlan, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Yep, that's us.
I'm guessing Aino must have received the letter from Varka to send to us.
So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though, guess it's hardly surprising how.
Do you know where he is now?
Right now? Must be somewhere near Amsvartnir. That's quite far from here.
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nod-krai. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Typical Mondstadt coming and going like the wind. Do you think he needs our help?
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Well, if he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master, after all.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Whoa! It's so generous of him! We might not have met yet, but Paimon's got a feeling that we'll get along with Varka like a house on fire.
Oh, and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Ineffa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Sure thing. Besides, now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot, too. In that case, we better get a move on.
A drink?
I guess farewell to Ineffa for now.
Either way, I think
Oop, didn't mean to sit. Please take whatever seat you'd like. What drinks do you have? Here's our menu. Have a look. Okay, we get some new recipes. Finally, berries and fried meat. Roulette special. So we actually get to make it. Pyramida Nightingale. Alcohol. Frontierland. Wild Berry Trail. Berries and fried meat. Looks like, gravy, meat, mashed potatoes, and corn. Fried meat accompanied by mashed potatoes. This meat is thinly sliced, fried, and then stewed before being laid upon a bed of mashed potatoes. I was right. Usually eaten with crushed berries. Nutritional and filling. The roulette special, good lord. Colorful drinks. It might be more accurate to call this a table game than a nourishment of any sort. One where the rules are to drink whatever drink the pointer falls on. Spin the bottle, except it's for your drinks. Demian has modified the drinks to differ from the flagship's usual offerings. All of them are alcohol-free and rather sweet. Because we're required to for the game. Okay. Ooh, there's more. This must be the inn. It's so noisy here. Back in my day, what was it like back in your day? Back in our day, everything at the flagship was topmost quality. Exquisite doors, decor, wonderful food, enthusiastic staff. But look at it now. And look at the clientele. Noisy, rowdy, loud, flagship my foot. More like beach skiff. Are you saying Nasha Town is noisier than it used to be? If this is the crowd we're attracting nowadays, I'd rather Nasha Town went back to being a sleepy little market town. Where did this madhouse of shops spring up from anyway? Back in my day, the only thing that mattered was seafood fresh off the boat. No fancy seasonings required. Just whack it in some hot water and let the flavor stay with you all day. Literally, if there's no seasoning. But those times are gone now. It's enough to make you want to cry. Okay, these must be little, they look like little study cubbies. Except they're filled with alcohol. This one must be mine. This must be the master suite. It's bigger.
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh? But is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen of Nasha Town.
I was gonna say, Paimon, everything about this place is rusted. A town built among ruins, forsaken in the wake of a calamity.
You mean it's got something to do with nod-krai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity? Oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it.
But we've been in the room all day.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Wait a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Ah, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past. Would I be correct then to assume that the two of you are travelers in this land?
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in nod-krai today.
Hello.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Honestly, I wasn't expecting to meet this character until much later.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business?
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Nod-krai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
With an interesting blue flame, there's something off about that lantern.
Burial grounds?
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded by tombstones and decay. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
I mean, you say that people can't stand being around tombstones and decay, and it's like, actually, that's the best gardening.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh, sounds like a tough job.
A lot of the burial grounds here are actually gardens right up next to them for that reason.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
Same.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she's still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing, she'd be too scared to fall asleep at night.
But Paimon, they were all just people to begin with. Aren't you? It's just hustle and bustle from the other side.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living.
Eh?
Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have a lot in common, huh?
More than you think, buddy.
Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand, a lanternless Ratnik is like a mapless traveler. A serious conundrum indeed.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time. You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over.
Singular?
Your visit would bring much needed light to that place of final rest.
He made it seem as if it was only one headstone he watches over, instead of the whole cemetery, but he probably means a whole cemetery.
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional Ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
Ugh. Jeez. What a weirdo.
Who you calling a weirdo?
Badmouth him and all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kinda spooky. Must be all that time he spent around graveyards.
Paimon, you dissed me, you dissed Flynn's, and you dissed Hu Tao. Did you notice anything strange about his lantern?
His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken?
Like something was inside.
Huh. Guess you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths.
Sure thing. Guess that'll be by the graveside.
Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
It's so noisy here. Back in my day,
We finally got to meet Genshin Alba. Hooray. Alright, leave the flagship and head north. Oh, this must be the candies.
Paimon almost forgot something super important.
The honey candies. Spit it out then.
Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat?
Must have left that craving by the graveside.
But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
It's right there.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night or day, may the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Huh? What's going on over there?
Looks like they're handing out food.
Wait, free food? Wow, the people here are so nice.
Paimon, it's probably more for charity.
Let's grab some too. Paimon's super super curious what their food tastes like.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you, travelers from afar.
Huh? How'd you know we were travelers?
Just now were a song the birds in the sky, singing of your wanderings. You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
The birds and the... what now?
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am. I am Lauma, moon chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please, as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this here is the Traveler. Thanks so much for sharing your yummy food with us. We'll take one each.
You have our sincere gratitude.
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
The finest you found? Wow! That sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. For it is the blade of the starving that darkness most easily corrupts. As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the moon goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty Fatui swarming into nod-krai, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Huh, look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frost Moon Scions. Got enough for us too?
That's right! 2 servings each! We're starving over here!
The Fatui! After what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces!
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
I noticed the thing on her hat. I didn't realize they were mini antlers. I wonder if they're natural, or if there's something they wear. I know llamas are real, but I'm not sure about everyone else.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very best you got.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Come again?
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
You!
Hey, look who it is.
What's up?
Whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next. Huh? Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Those stooges really are the worst.
Ever since they came to nod-krai with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Well, grudges die hard, I guess.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited, so we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
To be fair, they've also gotten in ours.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frost Moon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us.
Why thank me?
Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help. Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all. Besides, for a weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight? You will always be welcome at the Frost Moon Enclave, the place we call our home.
Thank you for your kind invitation. We'll swing by when we get the chance.
May we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
These are delicious! So refreshingly fresh! Those two Fatui wouldn't know a good thing if it came up and bit them on the shoulder. Looks like Aneva isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next?
Why don't we follow the map in the travel guide?
Good idea! Wouldn't want to let the Kuhenki down, after all. Let's see... Okay, Paimon's got our route all figured out. So, all that's left to say is... don't fall behind! This is Nuts and Nuts. It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench, too. This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended restaurants. All the waiters here are kids.
Right.
This is the Vesnici Prolecha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away. And this
Our gift's no
is
longer
the
unique.
Welkin workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go.
Inefa's gift was a flower made of metal, and now there's a whole bunch of them everywhere. Oh no!
And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck. Whoa! Take a look at that! You can see really far out into the distance. That way's north, and that looks like something built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west, that must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frost Moon Scions live. So, what'd you think? Even if Inefa kinda stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right?
You're the best, Paimon.
She sure is! It'd take hundreds of years of practice to be the best tour guide in all of Tibet. Huh? Look! There must be someone at the Adventurers Guild now! There's already a line forming outside! Looks like we'll finally be able to ask about your spaceship! Or was there anywhere else you wanted to stop by first?
As a matter of fact, one of the storefront signs caught my eye.
Where? Which one are you... Oh... Now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Ugh. Better not be who she thinks it is. Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
Does she mean Dory's? Okay, tour Nasha Town. There should be, oh, a thing up here. A couple things. Waypoint unlocked. I wish to grab... I don't know what these are called anymore. Moonoculus? Lunoculus? Lunoculus. Okay, so a couple of things that I could check out. Does it tell me which one is where the moon rises? Yeah, they just say where the moon rises.
Lucky us! The line seems to be gone now! Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine!
I just picked one at random.
Hey Catherine! We meet again!
Are you Catherine? I don't think you're Catherine.
How
Oh
ridiculous.
dear. This is the Fatui Harbinger in person, I think.
They often say that mortals, shackled by their own flesh and blood, may fail to perceive the truth of this world, even when it is right beneath their very noses. Yet I had not expected to have the pleasure to witness such heights of absurdity firsthand.
Remember how I said at Catherine's back it looks like there's a keyhole? Well, maybe the actual Deuce has the key.
But Paimon must have gotten the wrong person? At second glance, you do seem a bit younger than Catherine. And you certainly sound a lot less friendly.
A creator might forgive ignorance, but being mistaken for one of my own creations is beyond all pardon. Look very closely, for standing before you is none other than Marionette, 7th of the Fatui Harbingers.
A harbinger?
Why are you even here? I mean, she does probably live here. And more importantly, will you be the one handing out commissions from here on out?
I told you already, I'm not Catherine. Just how obsessed are you with my machines?
Very. So all the Catherines were made by Marionette. Does that mean the Fatui have been watching our every move? Honey, yes. But the guild itself hasn't done anything shady, and Catherine's only ever helped us. Better just stay alert going forward.
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call. A friendly warning, if you will. You interfered with my work once before, with that little robot. I let it slide. After all, it was nothing more than a distraction, a side project at best. But we are in nod-krai now, and as such, I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I might just have to drop all this meaningless etiquette.
Oh, please. You got some nerve coming out with barely veiled threats like that. You're the one stirring things up here.
Oh, perhaps you have misunderstood. Just because nod-krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
Yeah, right. More like shady experiments, judging by your massive creepy research facility.
I've said what I came to say. What you do next, only you can decide. So why don't you start by using your already limited processing capacity to calculate your even more limited options? And, being the refined young lady that I am, I shall indulge you just this once. Ad Astra Abasask. Welcome to nod-krai, Dominion of the Fatui.
What, you're not even gonna follow up and take my order? I need to know what commissions are available. I need those prima gems.
I'm so mad right now. How can anyone so obviously evil be so annoyingly self-righteous?
They go hand in hand, Paimon.
If a Fatui Harbinger is here to greet us in person, that can only mean one thing.
That they've been keeping a very close eye on us indeed.
We'll have to be extra careful from here on out. Paimon hates feeling like she's being watched. Hey, the real Catherine's back!
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I help? I will do everything I can to assist you.
You're so much nicer to talk to, Catherine. Please don't leave us again, okay?
She probably doesn't even know her master took her place.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Anyway, I've already claimed my daily rewards. Hey there, Catherine. Great to see you here. I am Catherine, the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild. My job is to provide the adventurers with quests and intelligence support. Of course, the land where they make humanoid robots is going to have the origin of Catherine. nod-krai is a land full of opportunities. We hope your adventures here will be filled with excitement and fun. Tell me a bit about nod-krai. For adventurers, the vast lands of Snezhnaya should be a great place to show off their skills. However, there have been many factions marshalling their forces at the border as of late. Please be careful when traveling around the area. Okay, real Catherine is back. That is probably a quest. Let's go to the second thing. And while I don't have as much stamina for vertical flying, I do still probably have some.
Please, here you go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord Sangamabe your first port of call.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
This is where you went.
Of course it's the real deal.
Everything you'll find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Well, if it isn't my two most valued clients!
Long time no see, Dory. Set up a branch all the way out here in nod-krai now?
And with no small thanks to your munificent patronage. Come. How could you just sneak into nod-krai like this without telling your dear Lord Sangama Bay? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you.
Oh, come now! You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business.
Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, the main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in nod-krai.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan, or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door. Since you're both here in nod-krai, would you care for some of my finest local souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends?
My, your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. In that case, I know just the thing. You must be on the hunt for something like this?
What's that? Your hat?
Information, of course. Information about nod-krai, locked securely in the otherwise impenetrable vaults of the Lord Sangama Bay's brilliant mind.
Now that you mention it, that is actually what we're after.
I knew it! I just knew you'd appreciate the value of my wares. On the back of all our pleasant dealings in the past, I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today.
No, Paimon. It always comes with a little bit of a catch.
What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I am the most generous person forget it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is this.
I mean, she saved our butts numerous times, so...
The moment I set up shop in nod-krai, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say, there's no time for business like a crisis. Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moons' remnants. People began to catch a whiff of the coming chaos. And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential profit.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora.
Oh, really? But surely it was the tales of an adventurer's paradise that brought you here. The chance to take your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities? In that case, what would you like to know about?
What can you tell me about the Frost Moon Scions? Tell me about the Lightkeepers, the Fatui. Can I only pick one? Tell me what you know about the Knights of Favonius. Would you have anything about a spaceship from the past?
What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that. Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor.
Well, I might need to do investments, seeing as it might help increase Mora. What can you tell me about the Frost Moon Scions?
The Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch, it's just... well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little Mora from that lot is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will start to boom too.
Okay, so there's a bit of a cross between the old faith of nod-krai and the new encroaching Fatui. Please tell me about the Lightkeepers.
Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in nod-krai? This place is hardly a magnet for noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me.
Let's talk about the Fatiri.
Everyone knows they're here for the Ancient Moon's remnants, but no one's sure why they pulled them down in nod-krai of all places. Anyway, they've been acting mysterious enough, but if you ask me, that Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau of theirs up north hides secrets wilder still.
Yeah, that big, I think it's the big factory I can see in the distance. Tell me what you know about the Knights of Favonius.
That bunch of booze-loving monstatters? Ugh, don't even get me started.
I can't pay rent with these.
Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys? I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it.
Anyway, I have no more questions.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in nod-krai. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets. Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there, no matter how much trouble you're in.
The Curatorium of Secrets? What do they get up to there?
Just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood, Lord Sangama Bay.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you, right?
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free just to win them over. What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallets. I mean, on behalf of your wallets.
Yes, on behalf of my wallets.
You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I won't argue with that. But I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in nod-krai, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors.
Ooh, it's never.
Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now.
Fine. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. We might both be from Sumeru, but compared to hers, my conscience is so large, why, you could fill 3 whole palaces of Alcazar's array. But when you realize what I'm saying is true, don't say that good old Lord Sangama Bay didn't warn you.
Alcazar's Array. I've been pronouncing that wrong for years. Any discounts?
Anyway, don't be a stranger now. We might be in nod-krai, but don't forget, Dory's doors are always open for you.
What did some of these achievements say? They've seemed a little funny. Any discounts for encounters in a strange land? Mortal Travels, Dime Pulp Fiction. Collect the entire Legends of Reed Miller Thief Extraordinaire series. A bee produces honey. Collect the entire Conch series. A History of One City. Collect a brief history of the Pale Starburn series. A Bewitching Place Beneath the Moon. Collect the entire Night Murmurs from the Far Border series. Actually, really quickly, I want to see if Nahida's powers work on her since she's from Sumeru. Nope, it only works in Sumeru. Got it, I think. I was curious if it was on Sumerans or in Sumeru. Anyway, go meet up with Anefa. Where is she? Actually, okay, she's a little further up. I might also reset back to daytime just for better cutscene viewing. Yeah, we're still in Act 1 of, or should I say Part 1 of Act 1, so these might be split up into 3 parts. Especially if I take time to explore.
Hello. I was just about to start tracking your whereabouts.
Did you manage to get everything Aino asked for?
I did. What about you? Do you need me to navigate or introduce any more places around town?
Not for now. We've seen most of it already. We probably need some time to process everything we've learned, though.
Any progress with the spaceship?
No. Catherine came back just now, so we asked her, but even she hasn't heard a thing.
One possible explanation is the vast stretch of time that has elapsed. Additionally, given the limited resources available in nod-krai, it is entirely plausible that the wreck was scrapped for parts, or even mistaken for a pile of broken machinery.
Aww.
Yeah, it could have been destroyed entirely. Backwards research even. I'm prepared for that possibility, but still, I can't just give up before we've even started.
Understood. In that case, why don't we go ask Aino together? After all, she was the one who salvaged me. Ancient dragon technology and all. If there really are any unusual parts floating around nod-krai, there's a high chance they've passed through her hands at some point or another.
Good point. And since you keep mentioning her, we're curious to meet this whiz-kid mechanic too.
Understood. Then I'll handle navigation as before. ETA at the Clink Clank Krumkake craft shop. 34 minutes ahead of schedule.
Krumkake. I think that's like a cake, isn't it? A krumkake is a traditional Norwegian crispy waffle-like cookie, often made for Christmas, that's rolled into a cone shape while warm. Made from the batter of egg, sugar, flour, butter, and flavorings like cardamom, it's cooked in a special iron imprinted with a design and traditionally filled with whipped cream and berries, though it can be served plain or with other fillings, because this is what Anefa was making in her trailer. They're very pretty. Like a cream cone. Like a harder crepe. Do you have any secrets? Robots are wonderful inventions. They make for the best laser companions anyone could ask for. What do you mean? Well, they're a real help when I'm working, but where they truly shine is when it comes to providing emotional value. Working with robots helps reduce the stress of working, but playing games with them is even better. You make them sound like cats. Okay, so here is the actual statue with their moon goddess. Obviously, I probably can't change an element, but how far along have you got? I'm one off. Dang it. Treasure? Where treasure? Robot says there's... Aha.
Mora makes a lot of problems go away. So you can never have too much Mora, huh?
Welcome. If you need anything explained, just give me a holler. I'd like to ask for directions. Oh hey, you're new here, ain't ya? Good thing you ran into me. Nasha Town's far from a safe haven. If you go around asking questions like that, you'll be eating more scams than krumkakes. If you're here on vacation, I recommend taking a walk around the square in front of the Merchant Guild. The scenery is whatever, but you can swing by the Mead Boy and snag some Snezhnaya souvenirs to bring back home. Lots of people do that. If you're strapped for more and looking to amend that, I recommend you head to the flagship and look for Kruchek. I hear the jobs he offers pay pretty well. If you're here for business, though, you should make a beeline for the Voynich Guild. Get the latest market scoop from them before stocking up on anything. That way, you won't make any losses. I wonder if there's like a method to that with the stocks. These are all stories, aren't they? I'm sure my recommendations are correct. I'm the guild here, after all. Why would I lie to you? Now, know to boast your own stocks, the market is a volatile thing. Everything seems quite self-explanatory. Oh, don't be like that. Nasha Town's full of twists and turns. And there's chests around every corner, waiting on prey of the unsuspecting. And foreign-looking travelers. You'll lend yourselves in hot water if you just wander around. Okay, so who are these scammers you keep going on about? Well, I can't just expose them to outsiders, right? How else am I supposed to make a living? In my case, if you want to go around and look, crew check from the flagship, Golitsya from Mead Boy, and Kairuo from the market are all good people. As for other places, you should be careful about spending money there. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, it's just the option to sit. I thought perchance I had found something. Quest out in the distance. Okay, actually I'm gonna head back, because then I can more easily plant it. Looked like it was on like a little mini river? It seems so much bigger in my field of view that sometimes it's... There we go. Perfect. Poor little cockatiel. I'll save you.
Huh? That's weird. Why isn't it responding?
The tides of Kuvaki affect everything in nod-krai. So much so that many creatures have evolved a kind of dependency upon it, growing stronger or weaker as it waxes and wanes. This little animal must have been caught here unprepared.
So you're saying we need to use Kuvaki? Paimon will leave it to you guys then. Don't be scared. We'll get you out of there soon.
Okay. Use my Kuvaki powers. I guess I get this. Will that open it back up? Don't quite remember how to use this. Does this do anything? No. I have no clue what I'm doing. Use Kuvaki to aid the finch. I don't want to accidentally kill it. Do I need to do this? Ah, put it in there.
Oh, it worked!
Gotta be standing in the plants.
Don't go getting yourself caught again.
I guess it got frozen in stasis because of it. It must have some sort of influence on time. Okay, there's clearly something over here, so... Where am I going? I've actually been to the Kumikake workshop before. Due to the Clink Clank Clash. Charting into Molly Valley is just like that. You don't need to prep a funeral, do you? Come on over here, quick. Huh? Someone's calling us over? Oh, dang it. I'm not sure what's going on, but you approach the little girl. Watch out for the weasel thieves. They've been hanging out in Molly Valley for a while now. If they get you, you'll become a person with no shadow too. Weasel thieves? Where? Also, what do you mean person with no shadow? Well, what's up with the machine? Are the weasel thieves using it to attack us? Those ones were raised by humans. Might be even smarter than humans too. That's how they chased all the big guys away. Now, and the big guys have tried and failed to do this before, you just have to remove the energy core, and you're golden. They never actually done it though, so it can't be that easy. We can stop the weasel thieves by grabbing the energy core, right? Come on, why don't we give it a go? We can't just ignore something dangerous like that when there's a kid running around. Seeing as it's the great Paimon asking, I can never refuse. Just keep your head down, okay, little miss? Right, what's your name again? Aren't you the littlest miss here? I don't get it. Whatever. I'm a Nui. Aonui, and you should call me Big Sis, little miss. It's only proper. Let's just leave the titles aside for now. Come on. We got weasel thieves to bring down a peg or two. Okay, is this a side quest? I feel like this is a side quest. But also, that's probably why. It's gonna be full of holes if I... Should we bury it by the sea or on top of a small hill? Oops. Like this, maybe? Okay, they're getting eaten up by this. Stop trying to climb it! Joke's on you, I've got stamina. That should do it. Oh, it got away! We need to ask Anui what's going on. Wow, you're way stronger than those guys. I guess size isn't everything. Right? Excuse me. Lumine's not the tallest person ever, but she can thrash monsters 10 times her size. Oh please, I just dabble. Paimon's the real thrasher. I don't go easy on small monsters either. Then you can kick the weasel thief's big boss all in Molly Valley, right? This isn't their home, but they're always making a mess of it anyway. Funerals that should have been held can't be, and Grandpa Malloy might have gotten killed because of them too. But if we're going to hold new funerals, we'll have to find them all first. Huh? Weasel Thieves really... Also, can Paimon ask, when you say funerals, do you mean the people want to hold them here? Why here of all places? Of course they do. I made all the preparations and I thought of what songs to sing too. Here, have a look, but be quiet. Let them rest quietly. Oni takes a small matchbox from her pocket and opens it. A beautiful colored beetle lies in a flowering linen cloth within. There's even a few white petals adorning the scene. He's gone to his eternal rest, so we've got to hold a funeral for him. But all the places I've picked are those small hills with machines on them, and they've all been occupied by weasel thieves. She wants to bury her poor pet bug. If Grandpa Malloy's family hadn't fled by now, they'd probably be dead. That's how badly the weasel thieves destroyed their home. Do you think this Grandpa Malloy guy she talks about is actually some sort of animal? I suspect it could be someone who used to live here. But this place doesn't look like it had any long-term residents. It's probably one of her animal friends instead. She even does funerals for beetles, after all. How should we help these no-good, evil-doing weasel thieves? And for this Grandpa Malloy family, we can look to them once we've brought the weasel thieves to justice. How's that sound? You're real good people, you two. I'll invite you to the funeral for sure. Well, you don't have to do that exactly. I mean, for a beetle, you probably have a funeral every couple days.
Okay, in that case, you can have the sugar sculpture I bought earlier. I guess it's already gone. Well, I still got this pocket money Jerva gave me. You can take that and buy some sugar sculptures for yourselves. If you ask people for help, you gotta repay them, and you gotta say thanks. That's the right way to do it.
Come on, Paimon, to think you would seize candy from tiny hands of children. An admirable sense of decorum indeed.
Hang on, when are you making Paimon out to be some kind of villain? Still, you're super polite for a little kid, Oni. Thanks, but you're each getting enough Mora for only one sugar sculpture. Buttering me up won't get you any extra. And you're surprisingly practical about things like this. It seems we're dealing with more than one weasel thief, right? Yep, that's right. The one that ran off just now isn't the weasel thief big boss I saw before. In fact, I've got no clue how many brothers he has. But you can find some roboclaws that fire bullets over there, so we might also find more weasel thieves there too. Alright, we're not letting weasel thieves get away this time. We're gonna teach him a lesson.
Okay, so it's gotta be another quest. I turned the thing on as to not trip on these. Okay, so that is straight out ahead of me this way-ish? I would assume it's more on the tip. It seems like right there, so I'm gonna assume. Oh, dang it. Oh, he is on top. Oh, heck. Maybe he's further ahead than that. This isn't what I want to be doing right now, though, so... Laters. Oh, gosh. Bullets on my butt. Bullets on my butt.
Mora makes a lot of problems go away. So you can never have too much Mora, huh?
This is not for today's episode. I didn't get shot. I didn't sign up for getting shot at by weasels. Yeah, I can't fly as high anymore because I'm not in that land. And I messed up my inputs anyway. Okay, there should be a thing. It's totally... I see it. It's up there. Can I resonate with it? Guess not.
Stop shooting at me!
Actually, where are you? Huh. Can use this for better map making. He's sort of between the beach and me. Oh. They have a slight homing effect. It's right at the next stop at the beach. So if I'm up here and he's here, that puts him right the frick here. So I can take... I'll leave both in. Note to self. Weasel. Weasel inside. Are you for real?
This is about to get messy.
How good is your aim, my dude? 4? I'm just here to grab this and bounce. I probably could have warped. I just wanted to explore a little bit. And find things. Like what this is, for example, laka berries. Where am I going now? I'll just head over there, since I'm getting myself lost. And the episode's getting long.
My hair and feathers are gonna get soaked. Time for some preening when I get back.
Here we are. The place Aino and I call home.
Whoa! So many machines that Paimon's never even seen before. And then there's all these little robots. Did Aino build them all?
That is correct. It looks like Aino has created 3 more little bots since I've been gone.
Aww. Well, you were gone for quite a bit. She must have missed you.
I missed her too. I want her to see what I've become.
Let's not keep her waiting any longer then. Come on!
Aino, I'm back.
We get to meet the voice from Inefa's memories. Stuff in your face?
Inefa? You're back significantly earlier than I expected. Like a whole 30 minutes at least.
Stuff in your face with the desserts you weren't supposed to have yet, were you?
Everything went very smoothly, which saved me quite a bit of time, so I...
Today's sugar intake has been exceeded.
I know. Could you turn around for a moment? I know.
I've been on my best behavior the whole time you've been gone. She's got chocolate all over her mouth.
I know. While I was away, did you strictly abide by my tailor-made snack intake schedule?
Oh, of course I did. 1 whole cake, 1 crumb cake, and 1 pack of chocolates a day, right?
It was either a cake or a crumb cake or a pack of chocolates per day.
Oh, shoot.
When did you finish the snack stash I left for you?
Literally just earlier today.
Let me just go run a scan on that.
I meant today, a week ago.
And then you restocked an entire week's worth on your own initiative?
2 weeks worth. Why does Paimon feel like the roles in this household are pretty much the opposite of what she imagined?
Well, I mean, Inefa is the adult here.
Aino's recommended snack calorie intake for the next 4 weeks. 0.
No fair! You're a meanie, Inefa.
This is what happens when you break an agreement.
Oh, come on! Don't do this to me! I only ate a teeny bit extra every day. Just a teensy-eensy-weensy bit extra.
That is objectively not a teensy bit extra.
Seriously? If you'd only arrived half an hour later, I would have had everything cleaned up and you wouldn't have noticed a thing. But now that I think about it, you even said you'd come back a bit earlier than you did, so I wouldn't have to worry. But then, you were away so long, and I was so worried about you. And that's the only reason I even... Oh.
I know. I am very sorry to have kept you waiting. I'm back now.
Welcome home.
Yep. I know the 8th dragon kind of caught flack for having a adopted human child, but now the 11th one does too.
So, will I be able to keep eating snacks as usual now?
Negative.
Aww.
Okay. Well, given that I am later than I initially projected, I'll let it slide. But just this once.
Ah, thanks, Inefa! You're the best!
I know. Allow me to introduce.
I'll teach you how to make snacks with protein powder. That makes it a little more healthy for you.
It's the honorary knight and Paimon! I know. Uncle Varka talks about you guys all the time. Nice to meet you, I know. Inefa's told us all about you, too.
The whiz kid mechanic, Inefa's nearest and dearest.
Huh? Really? She actually said that about me?
I mean, she wouldn't have regained control of her mind had she not had you in her memory. She would have destroyed us all.
She's not wrong. Oh yeah, so, you're here to see Uncle Varka, right?
Uncle
A couple
Varka?
of days ago, he suddenly said he had to head out on business, and that he might not be back for a while. He asked me to let you know if I saw you. Yeah, we heard about that at the flagship. Did he say what he was doing? Nope. Just told me to take good care of you guys and make sure you feel right at home. Oh, shoot. Please, take a seat. Do either of you need my help with anything? Anything at all? After all, I'm the head of this household. Sure wouldn't know it from that snack tantrum she just threw.
Miss Hino, I wanted to ask you about a certain spaceship.
A spaceship, huh? From outside to that? Exactly. So, ring any bells? No. Oh, you sure? Nope means nope. Never seen the slightest trace of it. More specifically, by nope, I mean, I've never seen a single piece of tech in all of nod-krai that might have come from out of this world. Not in any new machines or in any old ones either.
What I know means is that your spaceship almost certainly has not been disassembled nor repurposed as parts for other machines.
At least not in this region.
Oh, so that's what she was getting at. Yep. I've taken apart pretty much all the fun stuff in this city at one point or another, but I don't recall ever seeing any components that were anywhere near that special. So, either your spaceship crashed somewhere it's never been found, or someone did find it and then hid it really, really well. But who would even do something like that? Beats me. Maybe someone who thought they could stash it away for a rainy day. Just like how I sometimes hide snacks in the...
Might not want to finish that one. I wonder if Aether took it.
Anyway... Long story short, I definitely haven't seen anything like that. Besides, sounds like it would practically be ancient history by now. If anyone still has any leads on what really happened, it'd be the Frost Moon Scions. The Frost Moon Scions? Huh? Haven't heard of them yet? Didn't Inefa tell you about their rituals?
There wasn't enough time to delve deeper into their history and traditions.
What kind of rituals are we talking about? I've never actually seen them myself, just heard bits and pieces here and there. They say that each of their moon chanters has had access to an ancient relic that lets them see the true past.
The true past? You mean they can see what really happened?
Not sure exactly
Forbidden
how
knowledge?
it's meant to work. I can't get my head around anything that can't be explained by either machines or science. And to tell you the truth, I don't like it much either. Looks like we'll have to try our luck with the Frost Moon Scions. Aw, leaving so soon? Sure you don't want to hang out a little longer?
It's getting late, I know, and these two still need to head over to Hisi Island. It would not be convenient for them to linger much longer.
Aww. Alright then. Don't worry. We'll be sure to drop in on you as often as we can. Really? You promise?
Pinky promise. Next time we'll bring you something tasty too.
Sounds like my type of visitors. You're welcome anytime.
I'll be staying to look after Aino today. so I won't be going with you.
Alright, stay away from any big magnets.
Don't sweat it. We'll find our way just fine.
I'm glad to hear that. Also, I must admit, I have very much missed the charging bed that Aino made for me.
Oh, are you here to play with me? My name's Aino, and I'm an inventor. Me and Anetha live together. I could probably eat all the cakes and cookies in the world because I love them so much. But my favorite kind of all is Lakaberry crumb cake. Come visit my Clink Clank crumb cake craft shop whenever you want. Anyway, that's me. What about you? Tell me something about you, then we'll be friends.
Alright, and we get a free Aino. I don't know if it's a second one or if it's the same one that was on the event banner thing. But there we go. We now officially have a character to begin lunar charging with. I could leave Chaska here. Eventually, oops, I'll just look in the character creator. Since I probably can't use lunar for anything yet, as Traveler cannot use it. Oh, she's Claymore. I didn't realize. I don't know how to build her. Let's see. I know build. Last time I looked, I didn't really get a concise answer with top results. I know it was weird, but at least she's free. Okay. I can always look more in depth into it later. She's not like the best applicator, and I don't think her skills work entirely by herself. You need at least one other character in order to activate the lunar charge. But now that we have her, we should theoretically be able to activate it. So, off-field support, Flame-Forged Insight is a weapon it recommends that I don't think I have. Master's Key, Favonius Greatsword, and Makhaira Aquamine. I don't recognize either of the— wait. Flame-Forged Insight. I think I have this, actually. It was an event weapon. Please stand by. I think I actually have this one. And it's unique enough it can actually be used. Okay, I do have some Favonius Greatswords. But here it is. Flame-Forged Insight. I got that one in a nod-krai event. If that's, like, literally her best in slot, then, like, it's yours to wield, I guess. It's a claymore based in Elemental Mastery. When Electric Charge Lunar Charge or Bloom is triggered, restore 12 elemental energy and increase Elemental Mastery by 60 for 15 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds and be triggered when the equipping character is off-field. I see how it would work for her now, since she is a support character. Okay. And she is a 4-piece Silken Moon Serenade that functions with Elemental Mastery, which is going to be a real problem for me, seeing as I already have some of these occupied. I can try and go for some of them, but for Elemental Mastery, I've kind of already got those on lockdown for someone else. If I get better ones, I'll probably switch them around. So, what substats? They want all Elemental Mastery or crit rate on the crown for her main stats. Elemental Mastery comes before anything else. It says it wants her to focus on Elemental Mastery, crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge. I'd probably do energy recharge before I did anything else personally. The fact that you're on this, I don't know, I could give it to her for now just because I don't know what he does yet, since he can probably benefit from defense. I can always swap those. I don't have any more Elemental Mastery though. Silken Mood Serenade, if you're really struggling, you can probably put her on the Instructor for the time being. But this one, when in 4-piece, when dealing elemental damage, gain the Gleaming Moon Devotion for 8 seconds. Increases all party members' Elemental Mastery by 60 to 120. When the party's Moon Sign in Nascent Gleam and Adjacent Gleam. The equipping characters can trigger this effect while off-field. All party members' lunar reaction damage is increased by 10% for each different Gleaming Moon effect that the party members have. Effects from Gleaming Moon cannot stack. So I have at least 3 characters now, I believe, that can use the moon thing. Do I have a crit rate? No. So I can't fully build her yet. But it's a start. And of course, what materials do you take? I have those. So I can level you up a little bit. I have enough for her talent unlock, modular efficiency protocol.
Ooh, is this what robots feel like when they get an upgrade?
The screws. Okay, there's 40. I'll need more of these, whatever these are. Obtained near Blue Amber Link. I already defeated her ducky once. So I've gotten that before. New mail. It's probably a congrats, you got a free character email. No, it's D-Luke's birthday. A gathering. Angel Share has welcomed back quite a few absent customers since the expeditionary forces returned. Charles says that among the expedition stories being discussed, any involving you inevitably becomes the center of attention. Thanks to this, our wine sales have increased considerably this month. I ought to thank you for this in person. However, we're rather short-handed at the moment due to the significant increase in alcohol consumed, and I plan to make a trip north to Mondstadt soon. Have you been to Millhaven lately? The flowers are blooming. It's a good place to relax for the holidays if you like the scenery. Let's go there together if you're interested. I think that might be the new place. And he gives us some windrust flowers, which are apparently a cooking ingredient that are also brand new. An exquisite flower that remains delicate and fresh, found primarily in the northern part of Mondstadt. Its fragrance is clear and enduring, making it one of the primary ingredients used in perfumery. I swear I just did that episode. Okay, I guess I could have sworn there was a thing in here too. About Ino. Yeah, there we go. Already invited. Cool, okay. This is what it grabbed from, so it'll be gone the next time I log in.
Inefa,
Yes?
feeling comfortable?
I am indeed. No bed in the world is as comfortable as this one.
Inefa,
Yes?
want me to increase the charging rate?
Please, if you would. Thank you, Ino.
Inefa,
Yes?
I'm hungry.
In that case, please enable quick charge mode.
You know, if I add some protein powder to those snacks, it might help balance that out. You can put protein powder in those muffins, and it helps hold over the appetites a bit better. Okay, can grab these. Oh, these are the things she needs to level her up to the next tier. They're right outside her house. Where'd she go? She is here.
Upgrade complete. I know operational stability increased. Energy consumption also increased. Please feed I know sufficient cakes.
Okay, let's increase these. Stat increased again. I now have an excuse to challenge Mr. Ducky. Which, for reference, is right nearby here. Is this him? Yeah, the Knuckle Duckle. That is who you need to take on in order to level up Ino, and now I have an excuse to do so. Forget what these are. Ah, these are the rainbow drops. Oops. I didn't mean to get a cow. I'm sorry. Didn't get them both, did I? The other one probably ran away. I'm guessing they are the special materials for whatever this zone is. This looks like a lantern. An oath lantern. A dim lantern. It appears to be signature equipment of a lightkeeper. I was right. So I'm heading over to this enclave. Yeah, I've been routinely running the Serenade one in order to get materials. Okay. It has these guys in it. And they're unique because you get their HP down and it just starts charging back up. So you gotta defeat them in that secondary stage. Otherwise they come back to life. There we go. What's this? Observe. Though the monsters have disappeared, the darkness has not faded. You may need to enlist the help of a professional who knows more about the wild hunt. This might be part of a quest then.
Anafa and Aino reunited like that sure was heartwarming.
A real family, huh?
Mm-hmm. We should definitely hang out with them more in the future. Speaking of homes, we must already be close to where the Frost Moon Scions live. The vibe here feels different, just like the scenery.
Oh, they have crescent moons in the center. At least that one did. Oh, and a kiss.
Hey, what was that? I feel like some sort of breeze blew by, and then the petals suddenly turned into... Huh?
Can you not see it, Paimon? Kuhenki.
Is that a Kuhenki? She looks different from the ones we saw before. Hey there! What's your name? Huh. Doesn't seem able to speak.
Something you want to show us? Need our help?
No idea what she wants. Unless you want to stop, maybe we should just keep moving? She's following us!
I mean, it is her home.
Go on. Go on now. We've got stuff to do. Best you find someone else to hang out with.
Hey, you scared it off.
Hey! Don't make it sound like Paimon's some kind of meanie. Paimon had no idea what she wanted, okay? Ugh. Anyway, next time Paimon sees her, Paimon promises she'll be nicer.
But Paimon, there's less than a 1% chance someone will ever see them in their lifetime, they said. Well, not. Probably more like under 9% chance, but still.
Seeing as we're on our way over to meet Lauma anyway, we can ask her about it while we're there.
Let's head on over. I do not remember the mirror puzzles. I do not remember the mirror puzzles. So that pushes it. This pulls it, I think. Can't seem to do either at the moment, so I have no idea. There we go. I wish to push. Can I not? Can I push from this direction? No, I cannot. Maybe I have to stand here and pull then. There we go. Whoa! Okay, so that matches up. Deer looks about right. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I gotta... Dang it! That's not what I meant to press. Okay, so come here. Come here again? That's not where you were before. Alright then.
Did that grow out of the ground?
Can I... Oh, your animals.
Huh? Hey, look! Isn't that Lauma? The moon chanter?
Let me take a look at your wound. You must be more careful. Doesn't matter how much of a rush you're in, your safety always comes first. Oh, you're back too. How was your day? You what? Those two Fatui? The ones who were causing trouble in Nasha Town? You went to teach them a lesson? And you put that in their food?
You pooped in their food?
You naughty little thing. How could you do that? They didn't notice. That's not the point. You mustn't do that again, okay? Next time, at the very least, bring a few of your friends along too. You'll be an easy target if it's just you on your own.
But that just puts the friends in danger.
Still remember us?
Oh, it's the Traveler and Paimon, isn't it? Welcome to Hisi Island.
Sorry for the trouble just showing up like this out of the blue. Hope we're not imposing on you.
Not at all. Those who come with kindness in their hearts are always welcome with the Frost Moon Scions.
Were you just talking to those animals?
I was indeed. The Frost Moon Scions bloodline is unique, for throughout our history, there have been many among us who could communicate with all living things. What was that? Oh, is that so? She says she was trapped in a plant earlier, and that you are the ones who rescued her. She wants me to thank you on her behalf.
Oh, it was nothing. Barely lifted a finger.
If you both are free, why don't you join us at the Frost Moon Enclave for dinner? Consider it a small token of thanks for your kindness.
We'd love to! And actually, we had something we wanted to ask you anyway.
The statue.
Oh? You're interested in the story of Kutar?
Kutar?
I'm gonna struggle saying that.
Yes. Kutar is our moon goddess. The moon maiden who guides us.
I can't roll my R's, so I can't say that.
But up close, this one somehow seems a bit different from the one in Nasha Town. It's like it's more...
natural?
Yeah, I have difficulty rolling my R's, so if it requires that, it's going to be difficult for me to pronounce, hence why I have a lisp, technically in Spanish and Arabic.
Or like, more harmonized in its design.
That is because ever since the Fatui arrived in nod-krai, they have been modifying and defacing our statues as they please. These statues were made by the Frost Moon Scions who settled here hundreds of years ago, crafted from the very finest Lunasol stone. Not only is this stone exceedingly rare, but it also brims with Kuvaki. I suppose the latter must be what caught the Fatui's eye. For a time, we put up fierce resistance, but now, this is the only one left that still retains her original form.
I wonder what was actually changed. I'd have to look closer.
We heard they even pulled some ancient moon's remnants down from the sky.
That's right. The two largest remnants landed in nod-krai. One here on Hisi Island, and the other on Paha Isle. The Fatui built their research facility on top of the remnant over on Paha Isle. but they've had their sights set on the one here, too.
Our little friend has been following us.
Oh, it's that little Kuhenki again.
Surely that can't be.
Hey, we've been wondering what was up with it too. It just appeared out of some petals and hasn't stopped following us since.
No, that is no ordinary Kuhenki. These we name Luon-Notar, beings born from the moon goddess's blessing.
Can you understand what it's saying? We honestly haven't got the slightest idea why it's been following us.
I'm afraid not. I cannot fathom her thinking any better than you can. Sometimes a long time must elapse before the moon goddess's blessings turn into Luon-Notar. Perhaps you two were simply there to witness that transformation.
Oh, maybe.
Legend has it that the Luon-Notar bring good fortune. Given that she seems to have taken a liking to you both, why don't you let her come along with you?
Really? Then you can start by helping us find some more treasure chests along the way. Capiche?
I mean, the treasure radar is supposed to be better in this region.
Twilight approaches. If you would hear more of the moon's story, then let us make our way to the Frost Moon Enclave. Beneath the gentle moonlight, I shall share this tale in full.
I mean, technically Where the Moon Rises goes on a little bit longer, according to my notes, but this is probably actually a good stopping point for now, just because I feel like it's going to roll over into the next quest, to the point I kind of almost think I should have stopped at the Crumkake craft shop. It felt like a good, solid point, but here will do for now too, and that will give me a good spot to roll into the next quest, since they are Archon quests. They're probably going to be much longer than anticipated. So with that, this is where I'm going to call it for now. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more Genshin Impact.
My parents always say.
And I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye.